Thank you very much for joining me on this Tuesday. I'm meteorologist Brian Shields. Huge spins out there. We've seen a series over toward California. There's the one that brought the record snow up toward parts of Canada. In this big storm system, this one's getting even stronger. It brought tropical storm-like conditions for some of us. Jamaica, we had that yesterday. We had some really strong winds in some of those bands of rain that worked in with this system. It's this spin right here, a very large, broad system, even away from the rain and storms. Those winds have been really gusty, and this is really going to tap down into South America and draw up a lot of moisture. That rain chance is going to go way up. I want to show you the very strong winds in the very high seas, plus a new earthquake. Let me get into that. Here we are in the Caribbean, and again, we have the system up here. I'm going to show you the rain totals, all of that as you hang with me in this video. But once again, in the same spot, southeastern Caribbean, almost the exact same location as the earthquake we had this weekend. We just had another one yesterday. The magnitude exactly the same, the depth almost exactly the same. You see how close they are. We felt the shaking in parts of Grenada, Trinidad and Tobago, over toward parts of Venezuela. Now, I'm keeping an eye on this. Right now, we've had two over the last couple days, pretty sizable ones. I'm going to wait and see if we get a couple more. It looks like we could have an earthquake, at least cluster forming. They're the same in magnitude, so it doesn't look like we had the big one and we're getting aftershocks. This looks more like a cluster. So again, I'm on top of this. Thank you for sharing this information. I'll monitor this area very carefully for any additional earthquakes. Now, let me get to these big spins. Here's the one that was causing the water rescues in parts of California. All-time records for rain over toward Los Angeles. There's the spin finally moving away. Some record historic snow over toward parts of the Atlantic region of Canada. And look how big this storm is from Bermuda back toward the Bahamas. But the impact's wide-ranging, colder air behind it, and then all that rain filtering in. So let me take out in time from today into tomorrow, and then I'll zoom down and we'll get into the winds and the wave heights. System here works in with some snow over toward the Rocky Mountains, but this big system lifting up to the north. And look at this big plume of rain, a trail of rain, or rather almost a tail of rain, I should say, just filtering into the system as we work our way into Thursday. And you can see how large the system is as it approaches the Atlantic region of Canada, pulls north of Bermuda. It's still dipping down, even with some showers over toward Trinidad. That's how large of a system this is. And you can see it kind of working its way in the open waters of the Atlantic by the time we get into Friday. But that does mean the increased chance of rain, even some isolated flooding. And look at the winds. Winds around the center of this, whipping through the Bahamas, parts of Florida, southeast U.S., even over toward Cuba, north side of Haiti. We're talking winds of 50 miles per hour, 80 kilometers an hour. And we had that yesterday in Jamaica and over toward the Cayman Islands as expected. That core of the winds in that white shading right there, but elsewhere, still some gusty winds dipping down through the Cayman Islands, Jamaica, clipping by parts of Honduras, our friends in our Colombian islands here, and all the way down through Colombia. ABC Islands, we're kind of calm yesterday. We're in between some of the winds. We're going to start to see that shift, but you can see this system here pulling away and just how large it is as we work our way into our Wednesday forecast. You see the gustier winds due north, coming right out of the north toward Cuba, Haiti, Dominican Republic, keeping us on the cool side. That system lifts up toward Bermuda. We're going to have tropical storm-like conditions, not a tropical storm, but very gusty winds. And then by Thursday, some of the winds try to relax, but that northerly flow on the backside of this gets all the way down toward the ABC Islands by the time we get into Thursday. So huge sprawly system, and look at these wave heights, very dangerous stuff. Here we're talking about upwards of 25 feet or higher than 6 meters just to the north of the Bahamas. Northern Bahamas, it's been a mess in the waters, and parts of the Caribbean where we've had the wave heights of about 2 to almost 4 meters in spots. They'll subside some back into the Gulf of Mexico. This is on our Wednesday. Still choppy in the Caribbean, dangerous in the open waters of the Atlantic, right around Bermuda, the Atlantic, open Atlantic waters off of the Bahamas and Turks and Caicos. And this is by Thursday, and you see that incredible wave heights of about 30 feet. We're off the chart. 6, 7, 8 meters easily, even higher in some spots as we work our way into the end of the week. And this pulls away from Bermuda. Those seas incredibly dangerous as we go through the end of the week. And here's the closer look at this. And you can see again, as this spins up there, that's been bringing some of the wet weather Turks and Caicos, we've had some gusty rain at times. And then you can see here flaring up over toward Puerto Rico, U.S. and British Virgin Islands. That rain chance is going up today as we see some of this sweeping in. Elsewhere, we still have some of the warmth around, some of the heat, and some of the dust, although the dust has been better because of this storm system. But look at that surge of moisture. Yeah, it's the system is way the heck up toward Bermuda, but you can see the rain. There's the tail of it. Could even see a few more showers across the ABC Islands. Watching Anguilla, Antigua, and Barbuda. Rain chance will be higher Wednesday, and then right into Thursday. Western Caribbean, a little bit drier and more in the way of settled seas, but you see here still that chance of rain. Eastern Caribbean on Thursday, that rain chance is going to be on the elevated side. Now, how much rain, additional rain, can we get? Well, through the Bahamas, we're looking at a couple inches possible, 25 millimeters to 50 millimeters of rain in some spots. But if we get some of these heavier bands popping up, and I do believe somewhere we're going to get this, that the focus would be Puerto Rico, back toward the northeastern Caribbean. We are going to get some spots that get 100 millimeters of rain or 4 inches of rain. That'll lead to some isolated flooding. Let me zoom down here. Here's Puerto Rico, my friends in the British and U.S. Virgin Islands, Anguilla, St. Martin's, St. Bart's. It just depends on exactly where these set up. But just a heads up, from Puerto Rico swinging all the way back toward Dominica, we're going to see somewhere in here some flooding and a high chance of rain. You see that kind of blackish shading showing up. That could be upwards of 150 millimeters of rain or 6 inches of rain. A lot of us need it, but of course, as we know in the Caribbean, sometimes it comes too much too quickly, but it will help with the cisterns and some of the overall drought conditions, but nonetheless, watching out for some isolated flooding. So again, Dominica all the way swinging back toward Puerto Rico. Just a heads up, isolated flooding, so thank you for passing along this information. Now going forward, as we take a look at Jamaica, again, still a chance of some spotty showers, still on the windy side, not as crazy as yesterday. Same thing in the Cayman Islands. Rain chance about 20% in Trinidad and Tobago. Could get a little bit higher by the time we get into Thursday night into Friday. Barbados, some spotty showers. Breeze will eventually pick up. Same thing in St. Lucia. Rain chance about 20 to 30% the next few days. Rain chance a little bit higher tomorrow and Thursday in Grenada. We're up to a 30% chance and a 30% chance tomorrow and Thursday, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We get back toward Martinique. Now, from here to the north, that's where the rain chance is going to start to get higher. You see, as we get into Dominica, rain chance 40%. Just waiting to see kind of where the bands of rain will set up. Upwards of 50% chance by Thursday in Guadeloupe, and up to a 60% chance Antigua and Barbuda later this week. That rain chance getting higher. St. Kitts and Nevis and Montserrat. Chance of some good rainfall around Anguilla and St. Bart's on the outlook for isolated flooding. Same thing, St. Martin, Saba, and Statia. Rain chance higher, 50 to 60%. And again in Puerto Rico, rain chance 70% today, 60% chance tomorrow, and we're doing that over toward the U.S. Virgin Islands and the British Virgin Islands. Rain chance on the high side at the least, even if you don't get rain, choppy seas and some gustier winds. Dominican Republic, watching out for some, we already had some of the rain, watching out for some of the rain chances around, scattered about in Haiti, and then that rain chance will be going down, and a 60% chance in the Bahamas. Again, the Bahamas, Turks and Caicos, still that chance of some rain, dangerous seas, the dangerous waters. Rain chance about 50% in Cuba, favoring our central and eastern edges, and then as we get back toward Belize, about a 10 to 20% chance, 20 to 30% chance in the Yucatan of Mexico, and cooler, and the rain chance going up in Aruba, Curacao, Bonaire, about a 30% chance. I'll leave it at that now. May creep a little higher though, so I'll be watching out for that. Rain chance in Bermuda, again, tropical storm-like conditions. I was highlighting this in the previous videos. Very gusty winds that will be with us. Rain chance about 40% in Costa Rica and Panama, and about a 40% chance in Guyana. Rain chance a little higher in Suriname. We're looking at about a 50% chance, and as we get back toward northern Venezuela, about a 30% chance of some rain. So super busy pattern, dangerous seas, strong winds, rain chance growing, isolated areas of flooding, and that new earthquake that we had with that new potential of an earthquake cluster, which means we could see a few more in that same location. So thank you for sharing this information. Southeastern Caribbean, I'll monitor those earthquakes. Thanks for being with me. Be safe, and I hope you have a good rest of your day.